Good afternoon there, folks, and welcome to the Sunday Bumper Quiz. Another week of this. I think this is week 9 now. Yes, week 9. Yeah, we've got. I can't believe that's 9 weeks of this already since it started, but there you go. So with the quiz this week, 5 rounds as per usual with the 10 questions in each round. We've got a mixed bag again coming up for you this week, folks. Picture rounds, what a bit of listening for you to do as well, and some questions thrown in there, as you can imagine. It is a pub quiz after all, G. So we've got that for you. So with the quiz, in honour of our Prime Minister, who knows how to fuck things up a lot of the times. With this quiz, you can play along if you wish to, or if you don't wish to, you don't need to play along, or you can cheat if you want. But I would advise not cheating, but you may cheat anyway. I would advise in answering questions. If you don't want to answer the questions, you're no pressure to answer the questions, but the point of a pub quiz is to answer the questions. You can submit your answers to me if you wish, or you don't need to submit your answers to me. And if you do submit your answers to me, I can count them up and put them on the board. But if you don't want them to be put on the board, you can tell me that, and I won't put them on the board. And if you wish to, just have a drink during the quiz, you can have a drink during the quiz. It is a pub quiz after all, but you don't need to pressurise into having a pub quiz, having a drink with this pub quiz, and that's up to you. So I hope that's made it clear to you as to the direction of the rules to this pub quiz. Keep safe, folks. Thank you. Oh, that's 9:20. He's a total. But anyway, here we go. We're going to get this quiz underway for you now, folks. So, as per usual, what I try to do here is just get this. Don't like that. Oh, no, that's too big there. Jesus Christ, there, son. Way too. Right, we're all right there. We all see that. Aye, that's good enough for me, isn't it? Aye, that's good. That's the way we want it. I'll just minimise this wee bit out here because that helps. That helps. All right. Okay, so as we say, cheers to you folks. Let's. Sometimes I just do like to move that. So I get an idea of where the thing is. You know what I mean? There we are. There we are. Right, so your first round is going to be on historical figures. It's a picture round, folks. Did I say that? Cheers to folks. There we go. Get your glasses ready. Let's get started. No more earth on the boot. So yeah, historical figures. This is historical figures of history. Well, it would be historical figures of history. What else would it be? Wouldn't it? Oh, right, it's quite self-explanatory as we go along. I would prefer first and second name where appropriate here, folks. So here is your first one. There's your first picture. Oh, Jesus. Right. A big man. Looks like Big Alfie that used to work in the wee chippy, the wee sandwich shop on Bovril Street. And you went in there and asked for a rolling gammon in the morning. I give you that look. Is that all you want on it, gammon? No want any salad? No. Salad cream? No. Mayonnaise? No. Tomatoes? Do you want tomatoes on it? No. I just want a rolling fucking gammon. Alright, okay. It's a little weird look. Just trying to be a plain roll with butter and a bit of gammon on it. No, salad. I think let's get salads, chips anyway. Okay, you can pause these as we go. Right, there's number 2. Historical figures. Big. No, you, Biggie. No, in the picture. We don't want to mess with me anyway, but let's do it. metres of foam. Lovely. There's number 3 for us. And she realises that's on her head. Somebody just placed that on it. And she's went, why is that big dark shadow just came across? Sometimes I never worn a hat of that nature. You want to know if spatial awareness around you, you know. Bumping into somebody on the shit, sorry. Didn't realise this, how big this hat is. Sure somebody turned up to my wedding looking like that. Maybe did I take that for my wedding photos? Anyway, here's number 4. Oh, there he is, Uncle Albert, and that's no. Looks like he's got. Maybe just, it's like you've walked into his study, and you would say just, you know, oh, sorry if I caught you up to something there, Piggy. No, come in. Sorry, mate, you got your horn and you're inside your jacket there, sir. You planting something there? It's not a Polish, you know. Not a Polish. Okay. As I say, remember you can pause them. Ah, that's number 5. Don't know why I went, oh, that's where my dish towel went. He's got it. Wonder if she had a bad dream or something. Remember in Nightmare on Elm Street, the lassie goes into the therapy, obviously because she doesn't want to sleep, obviously because Freddy's going to get you. And then she wakes up screaming and she has a big, grey streak in her hair. I wonder if that's the same with her. Still not happy anyway. So if she's just spotted somebody and she's like, oh no, you. Anyway, can I have my dish towel back, please? Now, thank you. It's number 6. Who's that dude? It's lovely guy. That's nice. Well done, sir. Okay. Right, number 7. He's like, look, I've caught a wee butterfly. Caught a butterfly. You want me to show you? That's what he's doing there. I've got a butterfly here. Catching butterflies, I mean, if you've done it too hard, oh shit. Wee butterfly dude. Okay, there's number 8. Fucking take ages to get dressed in the morning with 8, I can say. Nowadays, you only take pictures like that because you go to have something in the background, something interesting. Just a big plain wall and a nice wee cab. I'd say that's a Queen Anne cabinet, maybe. Right, number 9. There he is. We've got wheat leaf, wheat rope behind them. I smile for the camera, that one, innit? I want to go on. Been in one of these big conferences and I just want to go for a pint. And he stop and get a Foley. Okay, and your final one of the first round. There we are. Alright, folks, are we? I'll be doing it in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. There in 10 minutes. Aye. Fucking keep me a seat. Maybe that's some of them are pretty tough, but maybe it's the toughest. If you know your history, particularly in a certain part of the world, you should know a bit of a dynasty, shall we say. It's not Blake Carrington, but right, okay, that's the end of the first round, folks. You know the protocol. You do. So you can message me or WhatsApp me or just wait to the end and go in a manner. But anyway, let's have a wee bit of music for the moment, folks. So let's go with no, that's no. Don't want to pick that one, G, because that actually is stuff to do with the final round. Anyway, let's have a bit of Doves. Magnificent Doves there with Sky Starts Falling In. Right, okay, so let's get to your next round, folks, which is round number 2, and it's movies and film directors. And I know a few of you don't like this idea because you like your movies, but a lot of you go, I don't know who the directors are, and I've not picked anything obscure here, folks. These aren't very obscure directors at all, and they're very popular movies, a lot of them. So you should be able to get them. Maybe they won't know them all, but quite a few of them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is give you the name of 3 movies, all directed by the same director. Just name the director, okay? So it's quite plain and simple as that. So your first one, number one, we have Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, and The Departed. Very good, easy way to start there. We have Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, and The Departed. Who was the director for them? Three great movies, that. Okie dokie. Right, question 2. We have Spartacus, Doctor Strangelove, and Full Metal Jacket. Spartacus, Doctor Strangelove, and Full Metal Jacket. Like a mixture of movies, that one there, for this director. Known for quite several other well-known movies as well. Some would maybe say one of the finest directors of all time. But remember, it's all about opinions, isn't it? It's all about opinions. Spartacus, Doctor Strangelove, and Full Metal Jacket. Okay, number 3, we have Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Empire of the Sun, and Jurassic Park. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Empire of the Sun, and Jurassic Park. Some big blockbusters there. And for the middle one, maybe a lot of people don't realise that's one of his films. A lot of people haven't even seen it. Recommend it, it's good. Good watch. So that's Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Empire of the Sun, and Jurassic Park. Right, number 4, we have The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, and The Outsiders. The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, and The Outsiders. I read that book, The Outsiders, when I was at school. That was one of our English, one of our projects in English at school was The Outsiders. It's a good book, and this director made it into. It was a pretty good movie. I thought it was a good adaptation as well. Fascinating. Good adaptation as well. Okay, number 5, we have Alien, Blade Runner, and Thelma and Louise. Alien, Blade Runner, and Thelma and Louise. Again, well, Thelma and Louise is completely different from the other two movies, but just shows you the wide-ranging ability of this director. In terms of direction, at the end of the day, he didn't write them, he directed them. Okay, that's number 5. Here's number 6. We have Fort Apache, Rio Grande, and The Searchers. Fort Apache, Rio Grande, and The Searchers. And for you Western buffs out there, like the old Western movies, I know there's a few of yous out there. But disappointed if some of you don't get that. Andy Gray, Jerry McDaniel. Okay. Question number 7. The Terminator, Titanic, and Avatar. The Terminator, Titanic, and Avatar. Again, pretty big, 3 massive movies there. I didn't put any of the Master of Disaster movies in. Any his. Irwin Allen did, of course, The Towering Inferno. And Poseidon Avenger. I don't think he did Earthquake though. Anyway. Okay, on to number 8. We have Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and Django Unchained. Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and Django Unchained. See, for the ones that really love their movies and are right into it, they'll be going, oh, Gary, come on, this is too easy. Okay, Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and Django Unchained. Right, number 9. We have K-19, The Widowmaker, The Hurt Locker, and Zero Dark 30. K-19, The Widowmaker, The Hurt Locker, and Zero Dark 30. Maybe a wee one that's a bit there. Oh, I don't know. See how you get on with it. So that's K-19, The Widowmaker, The Hurt Locker, and Zero Dark 30. And your final one, we have A Fistful of Dollars, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and Once Upon a Time in America. Fistful of Dollars, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and Once Upon a Time in America. In America. Who was the director for that? For those 3 movies. 3 great movies there. Well, this one's very good as well. Okay, folks. Right, Fistful of Dollars, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and Once Upon a Time in America. Right, okay. Another wee music break now, folks. Allow you to think over them. And remember, you can wind it back, but most of these now pause it, I'm sure. Let's go for, we always like to do a wee Sunday, a wee classic from back in the day, the old dancing, you know what I mean? Here's a bit of fascinating rhythm.
Fascinating rhythm.
Somatic.
It's got me on the move. Fascinating rhythm. Knock me on the groove. It's driving me insane. Listen here, baby. I'll be with you whenever you need me. I'll be there for you. Need you to whenever you need me. Devastating.
Give me some of that bass line on your stereo. Give me the funky rhythm and we're ready to go. A little something for the heart, some medicine for the soul. And now we got it under full control. I make a pilgrimage to the dance floor. Mr. Operator, what you waiting for? It's Billy O on the control tower. It's charismatic in a funky power. Never begin until the midnight hour. We never begin until the midnight hour. So now you know the name, you know the bass line is a game. Jamming the dance floor is his only aim. Like a funky avenger, tougher than a ninja. Devastating the speakers is his claim to fame. Cause we're solid, rough without shame.
Listen here, baby. I'll be with you whenever you need me. I'll be there for you. Listen here, baby. Need you to whenever
Fascinating. Fascinating riddle on that by, of course, Basomatic. Basomatic. Yeah. Lees, I think it was, wasn't it? That's all. Might be wrong. Okay, right. Remember, just always, we've got the player cards, well, your cards game coming up at the end of the quiz. 4 points or 6 points up for grabs this week, folks. Where we'll draw out somebody to play from the teams that did last week's winners were Ryan and Jade. So there's quite a lot of these on the list for who could possibly win it. But we'll get to that later on. Let's get on to round number 3, which is famous voices. Famous voices. What you're going to get here is I'm going to play you some audio clips, and it is of famous people getting interviewed either by the likes of Michael Parkinson or Terry Wogan, and you simply tell me who it is that's been interviewed. Some of them are pretty obvious, others maybe a wee bit more tougher. Okay, so your first one is who is this being interviewed by on Wogan, on the old Wogan show that he used to do way back in the 80s and 90s, early 90s, wasn't it? When I bring up this audio, because I need to bring it up onto my laptop, the question will disappear, okay? But I'll bring it up at the end of it, okay? So that you can get a reminder. All right, so here's your first one.
Do you like the costuming part of
I like to
of acting?
play real great men of the past. I've done perhaps more than most of my fellows, and it's an interesting challenge to play Thomas More in what is surely an English masterpiece, and to play it here in London in the first production since Paul Scofield's memorable creation of the part in 1960 as an American actor. I think an honor, truly, and we've got a
Okay, right. So, I don't know what's up, there we go. Right, so that was, who was that was being interviewed on Wogan? Okay, so pretty, as I say, most of them are pretty famous. I hope you can hear it okay. Just make sure you turn the volume right up on your device, whatever it is that you're watching it on, the telly or your tablet or your, well, you know what you're watching it on. I don't need to tell you. You fucking know. I don't know what you're watching it on. Right, okay, so you can remember, you can listen it back. Right, who is this that's been interviewed on Parkinson? Okay, who is this that's been interviewed on Parkinson? Some of the quality of the sound is better than others. Right, here we go.
Sorry,
Your
I've
dad
got
came down, didn't he, from the...
My dad,
that
yes,
show?
my dad came down for his 50th.
I remember
and
meeting your dad.
you met my dad. You were lovely to my dad, actually. Sadly, he died that year. And he came down, he was 50 in the February, and then that Christmas he died. But you met him, and you were lovely to him. You see, I remember walking down the corridor downstairs, and you went over and said hello and put your arm around him and said, nice to meet you, see?
All right. So as I say, I don't need to play it again because you can rewind it back yourselves. I'll get used to do the work. You know what I mean? But that was question 2 there. Who was that was being who's been interviewed on Parkinson there? Okay, right. Number 3. Again, it's somebody who has this been interviewed on Parkinson. All right. Okay, here we go.
We were talking about plastic surgery, and now you've had a bit
Why
of it.
me? How fucking dare you? I will do it when I'm ready. Excuse me, I gotta take out some stitches. Keep talking.
Okay, so that was number 3 there. We're looking for, of course, who that was being interviewed on. See there I go again. Who was being interviewed on Parkinson? That was question number 3. Right. Okay, so that was question number 3. People were winding, what's going on there, guys? You went from 2 back to 4, then 3. You know. Okay. Here's question 4. Who has this been interviewed on the Wogan show? Who has this been interviewed on the Wogan Show?
Do you take it from the shoes
I start
up or,
with
or
the
the
voice.
underwear?
The voice. The voice. I think of the voice first. I think, I just like to hear the sound of the voice or whatever it is. Or, Fletcher, I mean, nap off. That's my expression. That's Fletcher's expression, nap off. It's not
Princess Anne.
No. Nap off, son. Go on. Yeah. And then from the voice comes the face, I think. The Welsh one, Welsh, you see. Your eyes go like that. I think
Okie dokie. Right, so that is question number 4 there. Who has that been interviewed on Wogan? Getting myself busy here, innit? Right, okay. Right, question. Round 3, we're on to question 5 here, and now we're on to the next person. Who is this? Question 5. Who has this been interviewed on Parkinson?
Barry Manilow came to me a couple of years ago, and I hadn't heard from this guy in years. And he calls me up in the middle of the blue, and he says to me, I had a dream. I'm saying, he had a dream about me? I'm thinking, what's coming? And it turned out that he had a real dream that he
could be weird.
I was completely freaked out. I mean, we had not parted on good terms, and I'm saying, what does he want from me? And he called me up and he said, I had a dream that you and I went into the studio and made a tribute to Rosemary Clooney, and she.
Okay. So that was. Need to get on to the last round, G. Right, so that was number 5. Again, number 6. All the remaining ones actually are all Parkinson interviews, all Parky interviews. Right, again, who has this been interviewed by? Mr. Parkinson himself. Okay.
What's your husband feel like being now married to a Dane?
He's American. So
I
he
know,
loves
they
it.
don't understand it. Really.
Well, he very much. No, I'm not saying he very much wanted me to do it, but he encouraged me. He said yes. I think he thought that he would be called Sir, but of course he's not.
Did you have any sort of second thoughts yourself when you were offered the honour?
I thought about it for a week, yes, and asked various people's opinions. I hope it's changing. It must have, because if it's Sir Mick Jagger, it's got to have completely changed, hasn't it? I mean, we're not like it was 20 years ago.
Okay. Playing massively long clips here, folks. I think that's fair. Right, so that was number 6. Again, who was that? Right, we move on. That's just self-explanatory, really. Who is this being interviewed by Mr. Park?
People talk about blue screen being very boring to go and work with. It's a technical thing, and it's being like working in the theatre. But I found it really more like real pure cinema, because you're there with all the other actors, and the one thing you have to get over is this nakedness, because you're kind of just in a wetsuit with like dots all over you. And they made me 7 foot tall with an 8-pack. I mean, I really had to work out on this one, But you are.
Okay, folks, that one there. Who was that? Sorry, a wee slight wee interruptions there. That was just me being an idiot. Yes, it was. It was me being an idiot. You can tell the concentration. You feel, fucking hell, Gary, you're looking a bit stressed there, mate. I'm up. Right, number 8. I'm just moving at it. Basically, the reason is so let folk that want to rewind it back know where to stop the video. So when the question card's up there, that they, right, I wanted to hear 8 again, they can rewind it back to that. I know. Right, so who is this?
Like the shirt.
Football shirts.
Yeah, you're kidding. Yeah.
It is, yeah. I bought. Oh my God. Isn't it terrifying? I've done so many shows, plays, concerts, and I'm dying with nerves.
Really?
Yeah, it's terrible. Anyway, I bought this. You see, they're cheaper than wearing suits.
Yeah.
When you go out in the night for a drink.
Yeah.
Or you fall down on the street, or whatever you do, and it's cheaper. You see, I'm sort of Librian, and sometimes when you go into a bar, I hate to see things disjointed, unless I do it myself. So if I see sort of and the bar is wet and I order a drink, I've got a habit of doing that and wiping it up, seeing ruining my jacket and ruining my.
Okay, that was your number 8 for that one. Number 8 there. Okay, right, number 9. We're nearly there, folks. We're nearly there. Patience is a virtue. Yes. Okay, who's this one with Parky?
Your life, because you met your husband when he did the video. He's a dancer, wasn't he?
Yeah, actually, I met him when we came here. I came to Europe last year to do the MTV Awards, and he was one of the dancers on that.
So you're in the first flush of married bliss.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, 2 questions to ask you. One is, what has he got that we haven't got, me and Terry?
Well, I heard you were taken. You guys.
Okay, that's number 9 there. With that perfectly. Okay. So that was 9, and here's your final one. Another Parkinson interview. And again, just simply tell us who it is.
To enjoy.
Oh, first of all, thanks for having me, Michael. I think the cricket side of things, a lot of people said when you get to an age, you'll know when it's time to retire, and I didn't really get that. And a lot of people that have retired or haven't had the opportunity to retire, but they all said you'll still know when it's the right time. And I never got that, as I've said publicly before, but I did, and I just knew it was my time. And I think since I've announced I've retired, I've just gone out and had fun. And
okay, that was your last one there. Remember, wind them back to your heart's content, and you can, of course, replay them back as much as you want. If there's any that are stuck there, I don't think they were too difficult. But then again, I get to see who it is on the screen, and I picked him as well. So of course I know. Oh, Gary, you're a card, mate. Right, okay. After that epic, let's have a break for the moment before we move on to our next round, which is thankfully just another. Oh, I've disappeared there. Did you see that? Oh, did I disappear? I don't know. I don't know. Just getting a bit muffled here, folks. Right, as I say, let's have a wee music break. Let's have a bit of pulp. I love pulp. And this is Something Changed.
This song 2 hours before we met. I didn't know your name or what you looked like yet. I could have stayed at home and gone to bed. I could have gone to see a film instead. You might have changed your mind and seen your friend. Life could have been very different, but then something changed. Do you believe that there's someone up above? And does he have a timetable directing acts of love? Why did I write this song on that one day? Why did you touch my hand and softly say, stop asking questions that don't matter anyway. Just give us a kiss to celebrate here today. Something changed. When we woke
Something Changed by Pulp there, from their Different Class album. I think it's, I always hate saying it's underrated song in their album, but it's one of the what everybody knows. The other ones like Disco 2000, Sorted Freeze and Wiz, and Misshapes. Misshapes is a great song. Common People, but I like that song. I just love it. It's a nice wee song. Right, okay, we're moving on to round number 4 now, folks. And it's playing cards. Well, what it really is all your answers here, folks, are related to playing cards as such. All right, so there's a theme. It's like a connection here, except I've gave you the connection rather than the connection being at the end. I should have done the connection, but anyway, all your answers contain something that relates to playing cards. All right. Okay, it becomes self-explanatory. So, question 1 of this round: Brisbane is the capital city of which Australian state? Brisbane is the capital city of which Australian state? See what I mean? Okay, so Brisbane is the capital city of which Australian state? Question number 2. The Steve Miller Band topped the UK singles charts in 1990 with the reissuing of which song, re-released due to it featuring in a Levi advert? The Steve Miller Band topped the UK singles chart in 1990 with the reissuing of which song, re-released due to it featuring in a Levi advert? Remember that if you go the gig of the Levi advert, it literally guaranteed you a #1 spot, because some really poor songs got to #1 back then. Babylon, remember was it Babylon Zoo? And I think people fell into the trap of when that song came out, because remember it started kind of like a dance track. It was going to come, Spaceman, I always wanted you to go. And then people are like, that sounds alright, man. That sounds a bit Fat Boy Slim. And then the next minute, boom, it was they gave it a bit. Folly himself, wouldn't he, really? Anyway, Stiltskin, they were another one. Scottish band. Never heard of them after that. Right, question number 3. Which famous American brand has been based in Lynchburg, Tennessee since 1875? Which famous American brand has been based in Lynchburg, Tennessee since 1875? There's been a few of the old Levi #1s, isn't there? Or whether they were called Levi number. What was the jean? Remember? You used to go and buy the jeans. Used to go into that. There's that big shop. There's now a bank, I think, on Gordon Street, next to where TGI Fridays is. That used to be a massive. Was it called Jeanster or something? And it used to be a massive shop, just all jeans. And you used to go up the back, and it was like shelves of jeans. And the guy had to actually sometimes get a hook to get some of them done. And they had loads of Levi different ones. Remember the twisted jeans came out and all that, and got about the double denim on. The denim shirts. I forgot, it was mental. Okay, so that was question 3. Which famous American brand has been based in Lynchburg, Tennessee since 1875? Question number 4. The Simple Minds song Don't You Forget About Me featured on the soundtrack for which 1985 movie? The Simple Minds song Don't You Forget About Me featured on the soundtrack for which 1985 movie? Don't you? Probably in actual fact I would say the worst Simple Minds song there was. I know it was our most successful, but I have to say it was the worst. To me, anyway. But it's what broke them into America. And there you go. Their bank accounts reflected that, didn't it? How well it went. So, anyway. Okay, so the Simple Minds song, Don't You Forget About Me, featured on the soundtrack for which 1985 movie? Question number 5. I have to throw this one in here. I'll have to get connections somehow. Horses such as Black Caviar, Lethal Force, Slade Power, and the Tin Man have all won which race at Royal Ascot? Horses such as Black Caviar, Lethal Force, Slade Power, and the Tin Man have all won which race at Royal Ascot? Racing might be back on the 1st of June now. 1st of June. We'll see though. Depends on that R rating, doesn't it? I don't know what to make it of now, folks. I really don't. Not that my opinion matters really, but I don't know what to. I think there's just this impression that we'll just try and get back to like normality as quickly as we possibly can. But okay, taking it a wee bit easy, but we'll and just hope it goes away. Hope it goes away. You know, it's like shut the door on it and we'll just hope it goes away. Now you keep opening and go, it's away. No, shut the door. Go and check if it's away yet, open the door. Aye, I think it's away. Right, let's go. Oh shit, it's not, fuck. That's what might happen. But we don't know, do we? We just don't know. Right, question number 6, folks. The format for which TV game show is based on the Dutch game show Hunt for Millions? The format for which TV game show is based on the Dutch game show Hunt for Millions? Use 2 words in the same sentence there. There's 2 of the same words in the same sentence. It's not good grammatically, Gary. See, if I had Grammarly, that would tell me off there. But anyway. Format for which TV game show is based on the Dutch game show Hunt for Millions? Well, it was part of. So if I'm a Dutch TV expert. There was part of it that was based on it. If you know what I'm coming for. Part of the Hunt for Millions is now the game show that we now know it. Okay, right, question number 7. Tennis star John Isner currently holds records for most what in an ATP singles match, in a Grand Slam singles match, and in a single set. Tennis star John Isner currently holds records for most what in an ATP singles match, in a Grand Slam singles match, and in a single set. The most what? Tennis star John Isner currently holds records for most what in an ATP singles match, in a Grand Slam singles match, and in a single set. Tennis isn't going to get back started until August, I think we're saying now. Maybe late July. But we're still hoping to play the US Open and the French Open behind closed doors. And then by later in the year, they might be able to add in. I don't think I'm going to get to York in July. I really don't. For the reason that's. I was meant to be going 2 weeks today. Well, no, 2 weeks yesterday. Then that got obviously postponed. So I've moved it to July, end of July. But I don't see it happening. They will probably give me the opportunity to move it to either September or October. But I might just leave it to next year. I don't know. Depends what the people that have gave me it's a discount thing. Anyway. Moving on to question number 8. In 1969, Bob and Earl reached the top 10 of the UK singles chart with which hit? In 1969, Bob and Earl reached the top 10 of the UK singles chart with which hit? You just don't know if, you know, the pubs will even, I know that we're talking about cinemas, maybe even opening in July with social distance. When are they going to show it? Who's going to release a picture when it's hardly anybody you know is going to be there, because it's not going to be full cinemas, is it? We're going to wait to add these big pictures to the later in the year, aren't they? But then again, people might just wag you out. I just wag out. You know what I mean? Look at the fucking mad queues there was for like Starbucks and Costa Coffee when they opened. What's that all about? Fucking all people on Facebook going, where's the nearest KFC opened? I need a KFC. I suppose. I've actually not had, I know you can get a takeaway in that, but I've not had a takeaway for weeks and weeks. I've enjoyed cooking. I've really enjoyed it. I don't know about what Gillian and Wee Man think about it, but I've enjoyed it. Right, question number 9. In which 1949 movie did Dennis Price play a duke in prison who decides to write his memoirs? The movie also stars Alec Guinness, who plays multiple roles. In which 1949 movie did Dennis Price play a duke in prison who decides to write his memoirs? The movie also stars Alec Guinness, who plays multiple roles. Quite a funny movie, if I remember correctly. A black comedy sort of thing. Right, I will give you any information. In which 1949 movie did Dennis Price play a duke in prison who decides to write his memoirs? The movie also stars Alec Guinness, who plays multiple roles. Right, and your final question of this round. Question number 10. Which band reached number 2 in the UK singles chart with the song Love and Pride? And I meant to put the year in there. And I think it was 1985. I'm sure it was 1985. I'll just double check that for you folks. And then I'll type it in. Just, as I say, there's always one. There's always one. Dun, dun, dun. Well, 1984 it looks like. No, 1985. I think it was first released then, but it was released. So I'll put that in. There we go. See, that's the way you can be in this. Just click save on that, folks, just so it saves, you know. Okay, so which band reached number 2 in the UK singles charts in 1985 with the song Love and Pride? Okay, right. That's us for that round number 4. Again, you can send me your answers if you wish to at this stage. We're going to obviously stop now for a bit of music, and it was this gentleman's 70th birthday this week. Good old Stevie Wonder. And this, for me, is just, I think I've played it before, and I don't care because I just love it. I'll wait for a dance.
For you,
Happy birthday there, Stevie. I just called to say I love you. No, I never. I hated that song. That was when Stevie Wonder went. Huh? Anyway, what a great song. A great song. But happy birthday there to you. So anyway. Talking about music. The next round is your music round. And it is musical intros. Yes, musical intros, folks. Right, let me listen a bit here so I know what I'm doing. Who's what and who's who and who's Bob and Rita's. Bob and Rita's. There we are. Is it? No, I'll get it. I don't think I actually even let them do. Because I don't think I needed to. That's all I want there, guy. Anyway. Yes, it is. It's all there. Up there for balance. Right, okay, so what you have to do here is guess the song and the artist from the intro. You get a point for each one, a point for the song, a point for the artist. It's as simple as that. So give it a go. I've made it as wide ranging as possible. Okay, you'll hear them once, but as you know, you can rewind them and listen back to it as much as you like yourself. Okay, I know you be tricky ones that like to fast forward. Aye, I know. Right, but anyway, here we go. For your intros, here's your first one. As with the voices thing, the question will disappear for a minute. But here we go. Here's your first one of the day.
Well, no one told me about her, the way she lied. Well, no one told me about her, how many people cried. But it's too late to say you're sorry. How would I know? Why should I care?
Okay, so that was your first one there. As I say, guess the song and the artist from the intros, and you will get a point for each. Okay, let's move on to your second one. Here is number 2 for you folks. Number 2.
I gave you all the love I got. I gave you more than I could give. Gave you love. I gave you all that I have inside, and you took my love. You took my love.
Okay. So that is number 2 there. Wee bit there. We'll see how you get on with it. Right, number 3. Here we go. Number 3.
I got my head shaved by a jumbo jet.
Okay, right. So that's number 3. Number 3 there, folks. For you. Number 4. As I say, you can wind them back and listen to them again, because I'm not going to play them again. It's part of this video. Here is number 4.
You're sweet, sweet as a honeybee, but like a honeybee stings, you're gonna left my heart in pain. All you left is our favorite song, the one we danced to all night long. It used to bring sweet memories of a tender love that used.
Right. I think that's enough for that one. I think that's enough for that one. You got enough for that. You got the gist of that one. Okay, so that was number 4. Number 4 there. Here it is, number 5 now. Number 5 of this contest. Remember, it's 10 in total. Here it is. There's number 5.
Driving down those city streets, waiting to get down. Want to get your big machine somewhere in this town.
Okay, I'll let that play on a wee bit longer than I thought I would. But okay, that was, of course, number 5. We move on to number 6, of course, quite naturally. Who's this? What song?
I waited underneath the covers all night beside you. And who could ever question any crying I do? My heavy heart is beating out a rhythm all night beside me. And I fall a little harder every time that I do.
Right. Okay. A few of you will know that. You don't know that. You've probably danced away that one there, haven't you? Aye. Right, number 7. Number 7. Well, close between it. Here we go. Here's number 7.
What I want, you've got, and it might be hard to handle. But like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams that scatter. And you pull them all together, and I can't explain. Oh yeah.
Okay. So that was number 7. Number 8. Number 8. Here we go.
The future teaches you to be alone. The present to be afraid and cold. So if I can't shoot rabbits, then I can't shoot fascists.
Right, okay. That was 8. Let's move on to number 9, folks. Let's move on to number 9.
White boy in town, big black, blue sound, nightclub, I paid in, I got a stamp on my skin. Man, traction nearly dead on his feet. Black man rhythm with a white boy beat. They got
Get carried away. Oh, Jesus, you McD, you get carried away there. Aye. Right, so your last one. The last one of the round, your last one of the quiz. Just ran on 5 mile there. 5 mile. That's what it feels like. Right, I think with this one, I need to kind of. I'll just wait. Up that. There we go. There we go. I was ready to sing there. I was ready to sing that one there. Well, to question number 10 there. Oh, hi, so that was that there. That was it. That's you. That's your question number 10 there. Right, as we always say at this stage, you can rewind it back and listen to any of those 10 intros again. And Shazam them if you want. Don't. What's the point of cheating? So I'm not going to do this. But anyway. Yep, you can do that if you want. And now is the time where you need to get your answers to me, folks. You need to get them sent in to me. Come on, let's get them done. Let's get it in. Aye, send it to me by a messenger or WhatsApp if you have any of my contact details, or if you're just playing along at home and just waiting for me to give out the answers. They will be coming along soon, folks. We're going to have the card game coming up in a little moment as well. So we'll get that to you soon. Right, in the meantime, my mate John, it was my mate John's stag do. Well, it was meant to be stag do this weekend. Would have been a bit mental, yes. And so, in tribute to that, we never got to go, mate. But hey, what about a wee indie classic? Weekender, because it would have been some Weekender, mate. All about Weekend.
Your niece Eileen has written to me asking for your favourite tune, and it's coming up now.
I know. What you say? We can work it out. We'll work it all out. Don't you hate what you are? I'll give it all. I'll give it to you. Come on, Weekender, we'll go out. We'll have a good to the best times. Weekender, go out, have a good time. Weekender, out, have a good time. Right, Weekender, how's about we work it out? We can have such a good time. So you help me a better way, best day, better way, a better life. Weekender, right. Weekender, we're going out. You wash, blow dry your hair. New shoes, new suits. Oh, I say, you look so super. You're looking good. Good, I good time. The best.
stop it there. We'll stop it there. That's an absolute indie classic. That is Weekender by Florida. There is a 12-minute version of that song, but we'll not do that. We'll not do that. Of course, we'll not do that. Right, it is time for our bonus points card game, folks, where teams that were competing last week had an opportunity to get some extra points on the board and added to last week's score. So because it wasn't won last week, we now are up to 4 points and 6 points respectively. But first of all, before we get to that stage of things, let us know what number is doing. I'm away doing Boris Johnson again. Right, so the card numbers for this week are Ace of Spades will be Sid and Wendy. 2 will be Stephen and Marie. 3 is Anne and Bob. 4 is Davy Graham. 5 is Jim, Tracy, Mags and Andy. 6 is Mark, Gregor, Gary and Andy. 7 is Susan, Gillian, Peter. There's a whole host of Dom, John and Christine. 8 is Dougie and Jim. 9 is Graham and Louise. 10 is John McMenemy. Jack is Fiver a Skull. Queen, it's always Queen for Sandy. Sandy, you're back being the Queen. Who's the king this week? It's George and Mo. George and Mo are king. Ace of Diamonds is Joan. And the Ace of Clubs is Mary and Jerry. Right, so we'll give them a wee mix up here, folks, and see who's drawn out to play for that. Remember, for this card game, to get the points, for 4 points, you need the 2 cards that are drawn out to be of the same suit. For 6 points, you will get them if the cards are the same number or face cards. Okay, number or face cards. So let's just give them a little bit more of a shuffle there. GMD for the YY. GMD for the YY. What the fuck are you talking about? Right, okay, let's go with it. Let's see who it is. It is the Ace of Diamonds. The Ace of Diamonds, which is Maria and Joan. Bit of nepotism here, Gary. I know, but hey, that's drawn out. Joan, chance there for you to get yourself 4 or 6 points. And what we need to do at this stage is get the cards all mixed up. It's a bit of a pain because I'm just putting all the cards that are all like. So you need to get a good wee mix up here. Get G McD, G. Well, that's happening. Then we do a wee jiggly jig. Big ones. I could maybe do a real shuffle, but anyway. There we are. Right, that'll just need to do. That'll need to do, John. That'll need to do. Right, hold on a wee minute. Hold the bus. Right, okay, John. Here we go. Here it is. Right, your card is, what's that? It's a 10 of diamonds. 10 of diamonds. Now, if the next card is a diamond, you get 4 points. If it's a 10, you get 6 points. And it is a 2 of diamonds, so you get 4 points. Well done there, Joan. Well done. Right, well done, John. Well done, John. We don't need any more of that behaviour. Yes, we do. It was actually fun. Remember the days in the pub? Right, okay, we'll get those answers to you soon, folks. They will be coming up in a little momento. But I was enjoying a wee bit of the old harking back there when you hear Weekender. So let's hear a bit of Ride with Future Love. Why not? Those answers come soon. Okay, you've got my number and you've got my name for sending in your answers, but it's too late now because we are going to be revealing the answers now for the quiz. Right, what I'll do is, our first round was a picture quiz regarding historical figures. So, question number one, your answer there is Benito Mussolini. Benito Mussolini, the old fascist bastard. Found hung for your lamppost. Oh well. Two is Malcolm X, American civil rights campaigner. He was played by, was it Denzel Washington, wasn't it? But I actually think when you look at that one, probably Lawrence Fishburne would have been better playing him. I don't know. It's just my own personal opinion. Right, number three there is Eva Peron. Eva Peron. With the satellite one I read. Which one they about then? Well, I don't know. Maybe they were. Eva Peron. Right, four was Karl Marx. Karl Marx, the great writer. Number five was Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi. Number six was Ferdinand Marcos, the old Filipino president. That is, of course, Desmond Tutu. Number eight was Florence Nightingale. Florence Nightingale, who this week would have been 200. I should have left it, but anyway. Number nine is the former UN Secretary General, Kofi Annan. And your final one, number 10. Now, this one, his son is now in charge of this country. But that is the former Syrian leader, Hafez al-Assad. Al-Assad. Okay, so I'll bring those answers up for you so that you know what they are. So there they are. Historical figures there. Benito Mussolini. Malcolm X. Okay. Right. Round two, the movie directors. We asked you question one. Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, and The Departed was Martin Scorsese. Number 2, Spartacus. Doctor Strangelove and Full Metal Jacket was Stanley Kubrick. Number 3, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Empire of the Sun and Jurassic Park. Jurassic spelled differently there, and it shouldn't be because that's a spelling mistake. I'll just correct that. Was Steven Spielberg. Question 4, Godfather, Apocalypse Now and The Outsiders was Francis Ford Coppola. Number 5, Alien, Blade Runner and Thelma and Louise was Ridley Scott. In fact, I think I've spelled Stephen wrong there, I think, in the sense of it's who cares. Ridley Scott was for Alien, Blade Runner and Thelma and Louise. Number 6, Fort Apache, Rio Grande and The Searchers was John Ford. Number 7, The Terminator, Titanic and Avatar was James Cameron. 8, Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction and Django Unchained was Quentin Tarantino. Number 9, K-19, The Widowmaker, The Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30 was Catherine Bigelow. And I deliberately put that in because, see, when I was looking through these, I thought, see the lack of female directors. Unbelievable. Number 10, A Fistful of Dollars, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly and the Once Upon a Time in America was Sergio Leone. Right, the voices, I'm not going to play them back again, I'm just going to let you know who they were. Number 1 was Charlton Heston. 2 was Peter Kay. 3 was Joan Rivers. 4, Ronnie Barker. 5, Bette Midler. 6, Helen Mirren. 7, Ray Winston. 8, Richard Harris. 9, Jennifer Lopez. And 10 was Shane Warne. Right, round number 4 was the playing cards answers. All your answers include something related to playing cards. Brisbane is the capital city of which Australian state? That's Queensland. 2, the Steve Miller Band topped the UK charts in 1990 with The Joker. Question 3, which famous American brand has been based in Lynchburg, Tennessee since 1875? That's Jack Daniels. 4, the Simple Minds song Don't You Forget About Me featured in the soundtrack for The Breakfast Club. Question 5, horses such as Black Caviar, Lethal Force, Slade Power and the Tin Man have all won which race at Royal Ascot? And that's the Diamond Jubilee Stakes. Over 6 furlongs, very good. It's on the Saturday of it. Right. Question 6, the format of which TV game show is based on the Dutch game show Hunt for Millions? That's Deal or No Deal. 7, tennis star John Isner currently holds the records for most what in ATP singles match, Grand Slam singles match, and a single set. That is the most aces. Question 8, in 1969, Bob and Earl reached the top 10 in the UK singles charts with which hit? That is the Harlem Shuffle. Shuffle the pack. Question 9, in which 1949 movie did Dennis Price play a duke in prison who decides to write his memoirs? It was Kind Hearts and Coronets. And of course, question 10, which band reached number 2 in the UK singles charts in 1985 with the song Love and Pride? That was King. Right, I'll play you the songs here, folks, so you know what we're talking about in the intro round.
Well, no one told me.
That was the Zombies with She's Not There. Shadi with No Ordinary Love. Number 3. Blur and Song 2. Number 4. Quite appropriately enough, it was the Four Tops with It's the Same Old Song. Number 5. That's Grace Jones with Pull Up to the Bumper, Baby. number 6, that was Girls Aloud with Can't Speak French. Nick and I. That is, of course, Daryl Hotz. That's Hall and Oates, of course, Daryl Hall and John Oates, with You Make My Dreams, You Make My Dreams. Number 8. Manic Street Preachers there with If You Tolerate This, Your Children Will Be Next. Will be. Tolerate this nonsense that's happening in the world. Anyway, well, I'm talking about the governments and the way they're organised. Anyway. 9. Got a Man, Mel again, Alcohol, which was, of course, Dr. Feelgood, and the last one. I know a lot of people think Love Shack's their best song, but it's not. Rome is. The B-52s, that is. B-52s with Rome. Not Rome the city, roaming about. Roman and a gloaming. Right, I'll give you the answers there just so you can, there you go, so you can double check that. I don't know if that's, I'll move that a bit actually so that you can see that a bit there. Because I'm forgetting Malmosh sometimes takes a bit of that, didn't I? But anyway. Okie dokie. Right, that is us, folks. That is us. Ooh. Right, just to say a wee note of caution on here. I have been thinking of late that I might do something, a wee charity gig, folks, online. Now, what it involves, I don't know if I've had too much of the air down there, but anyway, it involves doing a quizathon for 24 hours on this. 24 hours, start from whatever time and do it 24 hours flat out. Obviously, wee breaks here and there for some tea and go when nature calls. But yeah, that is the plan. I don't know when I'm looking to do it, but I'm considering it, and I'm also looking into the charities. Personally, I'm looking to do it for a mental health charity. God knows what the mental health like would be me after doing a 24-hour quizathon. But I've always wanted to do it for a mental health charity. I know there's a lot of good ones out there, so I'm looking into that, and it'll be good to get your thoughts on that, folks. I'm not expecting anybody to join me for the 24 hours. I would expect people to pop in and out. But the way I'm planning on doing it would be a live stream, obviously. And through that live stream, I can get people to interact with me, just sending me messages and do wee games and wee bits and bobs and what have you. During that, I'm up for a lot of ideas with it, folks. If we're going to go with it, I'll open up a Just Giving page and people could contribute to it, and we could do something along those lines. But give me your thoughts, let me know what you think, and we could do that. All right. So anyway, for the moment, that is that. I'll be back on Wednesday night with a picture round quiz. 4 rounds, just pictures there. Again, I need to get my thinking. I need to put my hat on to think. I always need to put a hat on to think. But that'll be there at 8 o'clock, and I'll be back again next Sunday as usual with a bumper quiz, ladies and gentlemen.
Now I like to say goodbye to all my fellow friends. And if you like this shit on here, I'll see your ass again.
Yeah, very much appreciated, folks, for all your support. You keep safe out there, folks. You keep safe, and I'll see you Wednesday If not, next Sunday. Bye. Bye. Bye.